Season 1, Episode 8, Shadows at the Gate. Sunrise, or whatever counts as sunrise in the underworld. A faint, dim glow that looks more like someone forgot to turn off a hallway light. Iris is stretching on the balcony, arms raised, grumbling at the sky. Why does the sun show up this early? Go home. Nobody wants you. Down below, the crew is finally starting to fall into a rhythm. Wizzy is sweeping with unnecessary enthusiasm. Toxic is pretending to be an inspector. Kay and Sarin are cooking breakfast and watching the screens before Jay's up. Archon is fixing a wall that Jasper broke just by leaning on it. Everything feels calm, which in the underworld is always a concerning factor. Iris, Archon, Lay, and Samir stand in front of the fallen auto shop, just rubble now. This was the symbol of new beginnings, of rebuilding, of the underworld taking care of their home again. And it's completely wrecked. Samir claps his hands together. Well, now it matches Iris's emotional stability in pieces. I will throw you into a brick wall, Iris said. She's joking, Archon added. I'm not. Samir grinned. Iris kneels by the rubble quietly, fingers running over a bent metal pipe. There's a heaviness in her eyes, a rarity from someone who hides behind smiles and sarcasm. Then a shifting sound, a whisper and a presence. Did you hear that? Archon said, but nothing appears. On the rooftop above them, unseen, Irene and Zoe watch silently, their eyes glowing faintly. Later that evening, the group gathers at the long wooden table. Iris sits at the head, tapping her fork impatiently. Zoe and Iris sit at the far end, acting like awkward kids who weren't invited but showed up anyway. Sarin and Kay, still watching through their screens from Jay's tower. I don't trust them. They've got weird vibes, Sarin said. Zoe ate the napkins yesterday. I don't even know if they need food or if she was just bored, Kay said. Iris sighs dramatically, 1930s accent slipping in. All right, folks, let's get this meeting underway before I turn into a fossil. Wizzy raises a hand. Should we sign up for a new auto shop location? We're rebuilding this one. Hell's little demonstration ain't gonna scare us off, Iris said. Everyone nodded, except Irie and Zoe. Their shadows flickered unnaturally, and they exchanged a look. Then Zoe spoke up. You shouldn't have destroyed our shop. Everyone froze. Irie and Zoe stand up. The air wraps around them. Their shadows stretch and twist. The Grim Reaper banished us for misbehavior, and you took away the only place we had in this cursed place. We didn't take it from you. Hal sent a message, not us, Iris said. Zoe's voice deepened. We will send one back. Suddenly, the outside darkness moves. The underworld gates tremble violently. Wizzy steps outside first, his eyes widening. Hey, we have some company? Black, smoky figures crawl from the ground like mist-forming bodies. Dozens, hundreds, their eyes flow the same dim purple as Irie and Zoe. A full shadow army. Zoe lifts her hand. The shadows charge. Positions, now! Iris said. Her smile finally drops, the rare expression of actual seriousness. The crew springs into action. Archon slams his hands into the ground, stone pillars rising to create barriers. Samir ignites flames from his palms. Wheezy tanked hits with brute strength as Toxic zipped around distracting enemies. Lei pulled out her twin daggers, sliding into combat with surprising precision. Jasper skids into a fighting stance with all the confidence of someone who is going to get punched. A massive shadow creature lunges. Iris flickers her hand as dark magic pulses like a tidal wave. Her aura erupts like black wildfire, swirling and terrifying. She moves smoothly like a woman dancing through war. She whips her arm forward as a lash of shadow slices through 10 enemies at once. She teleports, appearing behind a shadow and snapping her fingers, turning it inside out into smoke. Her magic is old, sharp, stylish, and unbelievably dangerous. She really is the Shadow Queen, Zoe whispered. The Shadow Army begins to advance too close to the inner district. Wizzy gets knocked down, Lei is cornered, Archon's stone barrier is cracking, fury sparks in Iris's eyes as she witnesses it all. She steps forward, magic spiraling. You two brought war to my doorstep. The shadows gather around her, but Iris isn't afraid. She raises both arms and darkness floods outwards like a wave. A shock pulse of pure shadow magic ripples across the battlefield, exploding hundreds of shadow creatures into smoke. The crew stares in awe. Zoe and Irie stagger as their army is fading, their power is draining. Zoe falls to her knees, Irie gasps and yells, "Retreat!" The shadows dissolve into the air like smoke put out by a windstorm. Silence falls as the underworld stands victorious. Wizzy and Toxic cheer in triumph. Zoe and Irie lie unconscious, stripped of most of their power. Well, that was one way to start political conflict with hell, Samir said. Well, they did start it, Iris said. After everything settles, Val prepares to leave. Iris walks up, still catching her breath. Val, wait. Val turns calm as always. You handled yourself okay-ish. Iris hesitates, then speaks what she wants to say to Val. I'm tired. Val raises a brow. Of the battle? No, of being owned by you. I'm not your toy, and I'm not staying at your property forever. Well, Iris, you agreed to that soul binding deal. You needed power, and I provided it. And you were my investment, Val said. She then stepped close with her eyes piercing. Break the deal, and you break yourself with it. Val leaves. Iris stands alone, trembling with fury. She refuses to show. Jay stood alone at the edge of the underworld, her hands glowing faintly, a grin slowly curling. Iris wins one little fight and thinks she is untouchable. A glitch of purple static flickers across her magic. Let her rebuild her world. I'll take it right back. The shadows of the Reaper's monsters pulsed behind her as Jay steps into darkness.